Okay, so why do the humanities matter? So my question is, why do the humanities matter in learning, and what are we doing about it? So there's a dilemma that I'm having as an educator. I'm seeing in education. So I'm a graduate student at OISE. I'm doing my doctorate in designing technologies for learning, working within the curriculum and teaching and learning field. And what I'm starting to see is that a lot of the funding that we have around technology design and learning is coming from the STEM areas, or directed towards the STEM areas, which is science, technology, math, engineering, which is great and really important. But what we're not seeing is a lot of funding going towards humanities subjects and technology, and how do we design technologies to support the learning in humanities. And I think there's a couple of problems there, not just that we're not learning about the humanities through technology, but by not having funding in that area, we're not even thinking about what that means. So when we do go to design technology to support humanities learning, to support literature learning, history learning, learning about society, learning about each other, geography, geology, which is actually science, and humanities, what we're starting to see is that those technologies are following behind the ones that are discovered or developed for the STEM area. So I think that's a little unfortunate. We're following the models that are already done instead of saying what are the models we can develop from within these other disciplines. And I think if we did that, we would start to see how technology and learning work together in a different way from the way that we've seen it before. And I think that's really important. What it'll do for the whole field of learning and technology is it'll change how we approach it. And until we start to really do a lot of experimenting with that, we're not going to even know what the answer to that is. And we're not going to know how that'll impact all of the ways that we do learning, how we think about technology. And on top of that, what's really important for us, for those of us in the humanities, and why the humanities matter even for all of us, is that humanities help us to see the world in different ways. And I would argue that science, engineering, and math also do that. And a lot of what the maker movement and a lot of these kind of movements are about is learning to see the world through science, through engineering, and seeing what the big ideas in engineering are, the big ideas in math are, and how they help us see the world. But I think even that idea from within the STEM areas, that will even be strengthened if we bring the humanities into play, because then that notion of a big idea being within science, being within engineering, being within math, will become more robust and will become more central in the development of learning technologies. It's there, it's been there for a long time, but I don't know how central it is, and it'll make it a lot more central.